My name is Alex Wilson. I am the Director of Solution Engineering for Ubico within Asia Pacific and Japan. I'm based in Australia, but I've been looking after the technical aspects of Ubico for 4 years now, and I've worked with WSI across that time. My colleague Jeff Schomburg, he's sitting next to me. You can see him in chat, and he will say hi that way. Let's get into this content. So I'm going to talk about what it is, what is the bio, why we created it, the specific use cases that it addresses today, and also some of the cases it does not address today, some of the technical features and potentially why we are different to other vendors who have biometric devices out there, and obviously questions and answers as we go. I'm hoping that this presentation content will take about 20 minutes, just over 20 minutes. We're going to do a little bit of a demonstration as well as we go forward. Okay, the Ubiq Bio series. Now, we have brought this product to market. Two explicit concepts: high security, great user experience. Now, we already have the Ubiq, and it provides very high security. We feel it provides the best experience in the world, but as you know, within the industry, people seem to want to use biometrics wherever they go. So we have launched two products, the Ubiq Bio series, only difference being the one offers a USB-C interface and one offers a USB-A interface. So rather than the traditional touch component, the sensor that's on the key is now a biometric component. And we'll get into the hows and wherefores around, does it still do touch? You know, what happens if the bio doesn't work? We'll get into that later. Now, the key itself is identical in size, and the strength of the build remains the same as the Ubiq itself. So this is our most popular shape and form. So the traditional Ubiq 5 NFC, it's the identical size to that. So same monocoque design, extreme durability as much as we can build into the product, and we continue to lead the industry. We brought this keychain form factor with a touch to the market about 9 years ago. There's now about another 6 companies all making almost identical products, but not to the same level of trust and control that we provide. What are the features of this product? So as it launches, it supports passwordless multi-factor authentication and strong 2-factor authentication. So in itself, it can act as a multi-factor authentication into an environment, but additionally, it could be used as a second factor where your first factor was your username and password. Fingerprint templates are stored on the device, and we utilize a separate secure element on the device, and we'll touch on that aspect later. But in essence, we have a 3-chip design on the key, which separates this new capability from a security principle and a security target concept. We support biometric, but we also support PIN-based login. So if you're familiar with our FIDO2 authentication passwordless, where it asks you for a PIN, we still support that because a PIN is required. Just the same as your mobile phone today. If you're using Touch ID or Face ID, you know, if you switch your phone on, you're asked for a PIN first. There must be a PIN, because if the biometric fails, you have to fall back to the PIN. Same if you're wearing a mask for COVID, you know what it's like. You constantly get asked for a PIN. So biometric and PIN-based login is both available. Again, with the capability of the product plugging into USB-A or USB-C, it is seamless login across devices and platforms as per the traditional Ubiq. However, this product only supports the FIDO protocols as on its initial release. So that's what we did. Now, why did we do it? We focus on user convenience. Everybody wants biometric. The mobile phone, when it started in 2008, 2009, biometric wasn't really something that was given to the masses. But technology has moved on and everyone wants a convenient factor. If I could use a biometric to walk into my front door at home, that would be good. Not quite there yet, but within a mobile device using Face ID or Touch ID, it's a user convenience to get into whatever it is I'm using. So what we deliver with the biometric authentication is something that's portable. Not only can it unlock a system within your laptop, but also in your desktop and potentially other services. Also with biometric, it does enable fast account recovery in the case of a compromised device. Because the biometric in the Ubiq Bio is a portable device, let's say I lost my laptop, I can pick up another laptop or go to another device. My credentials are on the Ubiq Bio, and I can instantly log in and recover my access. Now, one of the key things here is around total cost of ownership. So if you're using your phone for authentication all the time and you lost your phone, the cost to replace that phone is potentially much more expensive than a token, such as a Ubiq Bio. Now, the Ubiq itself and Yubico, what is it that we have brought to the market? The Ubiq solves multiple technical challenges that you would have with authentication today. How do we do that? We do that by supporting multiple protocols within the traditional Ubiq family, such as one-time passwords, smart card or PIV, FIDO U2F, the protocol that we invented, and then the subsequent version, FIDO2. We also provide capabilities across different connectors such as USB-A, USB-C, Lightning connection, nano form factors, keychain form factors, as we go forward. So that allows our customers to move from legacy, continue to support legacy as they move to the more modern authentication protocols on this journey to passwordless, which is hopefully where we want to get to, supporting FIDO protocols. The Ubiq Bio helps us through that journey and allows office workers and laptop workers and cloud native workers the ability to use that experience today as we go through this journey. Now, are we doing this just for fun? No, we're not. We are the leaders in the industry around authentication and authenticators, but we do work extremely closely with the vendors. So historically, Yubico and Google invented the FIDO U2F protocol, which is now CTAP1, if we get into the details. And that then was moved forward along with our work with Microsoft to develop FIDO2. So that was an industry-based standard launched by the W3C, which is called WebAuthn for the back end. And so that's an industry standard supported by Microsoft, Google, Apple. Which other operating system vendor do we need to talk about? But all of the partners, Facebook, Dropbox, GitHub, there's a whole range out there. They're all moving to the same beat towards this WebAuthn future, because this has been designed for ease of use, scale, and security for authentication purposes. So Microsoft seem to enjoy our activities, and I'm not going to read this verbatim for you. So let's think about where we would use the Ubiq Bio today. Now, there are some specific sweet spots that we think the Ubiq Bio can be used and can solve some problems. Obviously, mobile restricted, where we have lots of organizations telling us that, hey, mobile is good enough, we can keep using mobile and software authenticators. Fine. Not everyone can do that. And And also when you lose your mobile, you start to get into trouble. However, so mobile restricted within a cloud native and Azure Active Directory environment with desktops or laptops authenticating. Shared workstations, where you have many individuals or shift workers coming into a device to get access to the system utilizing the FIDO protocols today. Any office worker or traditional office worker, desktop, laptop, accessing Office 365 and other SaaS-based apps with the FIDO protocols being supported. And also for end customers, if you do expose, or we can expose, the FIDO protocols for our end user customers, or what we call prosumers, professional consumers, this product can certainly solve some problems for them or give them some advantages. So is the YubiKey Bio series right for you? Well, on the left, obviously, this product doesn't solve all problems. Does not make coffee, can't make lunch, but it can do a number of things and do it very well. So it is FIDO only. Supports FIDO U2F, this traditional protocol we've had for a long time. FIDO 2 and WebAuthn, primarily a desktop or laptop device. Cloud first environments, shared workstation, mobile restricted environments. If you need other capabilities such as NFC, different form factors, other protocols such as one-time password, smart card, PIV, and that legacy journey and moving from one to another, then the traditional YubiKey solves those problems as well. So we just need to make sure that we're not recommending the Bio into the wrong customer environment. Works out of the box with a number of partners. Now, why is this? Because this is an industry standard. The FIDO protocol WebAuthn has capabilities to support biometric. Windows 10, and I'll show in a moment, natively supports this and has done for some time. Windows 11 supports this. And the vendors who march to the same beat with this FIDO protocol, it just works. Now they're adding some capability to allow users to register a biometric, change the PIN, these type of things, but it just adds, it's additive to the FIDO protocol. Okay, so how does it work before I get to a demo? A little bit of a graphic series here. So you come to the authentication and it's, hey, I want to log in with a security key. You insert the key, the LEDs blink. Now on the Bio key, there is a green LED and a red LED. The LED blinks, you put your finger on the biometric sensor, it reads and matches it against the template, and you're in. There is nothing else to that process. Just like picking up your mobile, touching it with your thumb, or doing a Face ID, you then have access. That is the simple experience that we're delivering with this product. Okay, let's do a bit of a demo, and hopefully you'll get to see, and I'm going to put my camera back on so you can get to see things with any luck. Now I can see a light on there. Now with any luck, you will see, so I've got a YubiKey Bio here, pretty much the same as 5 NFC, 5 CNFC. So same shape and size. So I'm going to do some just simple authentication, couple of activities. Now on my screen, let's do the first thing. There are different ways to register a biometric, such as your thumb, your fingerprint, whatever it is you want. There are 3 methods that today, and there will be more. So the first thing, if I look at manage your account within Windows 10. So I've got Windows 10 here. Here I am. I'm going to stick the Bio key into my laptop. I can't show you through this camera, but so if we go to our accounts, sign in options. So this is out of the box native from Microsoft. security key, I can manage my security key. So if I go manage, wants me to touch the key, so I'll touch the key. I'm just touching it. That wasn't a biometric, it was just a touch, just to let it recognize which key I'm managing. Now you'll see here, personalize your security key, fingerprint, change the PIN, reset the key. Now I'm going to add another fingerprint to this one. I'll just go add another, ask for the PIN. Ask me to touch the sensor. I'm going to use my forefinger. And as I'm touching the device, it's just capturing a biometric, pretty much the same as any other concept there. So I can register 5 fingerprints. Done. I can use that finger whenever I'm going to authenticate. So that's built into the native platform. If I wanted to use the Ubiq Bio to authenticate to a service, let's go to Microsoft Edge. I'll do it through a private window just so that it forces me to utilize this capability. I'll go for signing in to Microsoft, sign in with a security key. So I haven't taken the key out of the USB port, asking me to touch. So I'll use the finger I've just registered. I've touched that. Did not ask for a PIN, did not ask for a username, did not ask for a password. All it asked was for a single touch, which is a biometric, looks at the finger and then goes, hey, I'm going to authenticate you in. Done. Let me do a couple of other things here just while we're in here. We do provide an alternate application. Some of you may be familiar with the Ubico Authenticator. The Ubiq Authenticator, you'll see here it doesn't do, the Ubiq Bio does not do TOTP, but it does allow us to control from a user perspective the biometric capabilities. So if I look down here, I can change the PIN. Now from here, this is sort of user management, allow the user. So if I enter the PIN, because I'm looking at credentials, I can see that I've got one credential on this Ubiq Bio. And that's my Office 365 account here. Could delete it if I wanted to. Sign-in data, so fingerprints, add and delete fingerprints. Now that one there that I just added was my forefinger, right? And if I wanted to add one, yeah, it's going to give me the option again. I'll touch this with my left thumb. Done, 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 yeah. I've got a keychain in the way, that's fine. That looks good. Give it the that's left thumb. All right, so I've registered a few fingerprints. Now what I'll also just briefly show in the demonstration is what happens when it fails. So let's cancel that session, and then I'll do this once again. But this time I'll touch it with my pinky. So we'll go to the authentication. Sign in with security key. Here we are. All right, so it says touch. So I'll use the pinky. Now I've tried to hold it down. The red light flashed. Red light's flashed. Red light flashed. So 3 times it fails. Fell back to the pin. That's exactly the same as your mobile device. There is no sharing of this information centrally. And to touch it, traditional fallback to like a FIDO U2F or a FIDO 2 standard authentication method. There is another, you can do this in Chrome on Mac as well. So if you're in Chrome on Mac, you can register fingerprints, manage the key. Yeah, and that's the demo. Pretty easy. That also works Control-Alt-Delete into a Windows Azure Active Directory machine. Whereas if you've used the FIDO authentication, it will ask you for a PIN. Doesn't, key is in, fingerprint on, and then it will authenticate you straight through. Okay, so that was the demonstration. Let me bring us back to the presentation. I'm going to switch my camera off for recording purposes, and we'll keep moving. Okay, and we'll move quickly towards the end. So, what's the difference? Why are we different? We've designed this for as highly secure as possible. Someone somewhere will come away and say, hey, look, I've managed to hack a YubiKey Bio with a fingerprint that I've modeled by latex, whatever. We've done as much as we can to give that trust from YubiKey and as high security as possible, specifically a 3-chip system where we capture images and keep that separate from the main secure element. Some of the features: 5 fingerprint templates, and that's what we've initially provided with the key. These are not set in stone. However, if you wanted us to change that, you know, we've got to think of some scale capabilities. But generally, shipping it to the market with 5 fingerprint templates, there has to be a pin fallback after 3 attempts. That's what we've set it as. And the fingerprints are stored locally on the key. They're never shared. They're never taken off the key. User experience, kind of what you've just saw. Passwordless login, prompts for the biometric, you know, and it's controlled by the browser there. Just put the finger on it. If you get it wrong, it asks you for the PIN. If you want to use the traditional FIDO U2F, it works the same way, but the biometric acts as the touch and then moves you on through. Platform support is expanding. Windows 10, Windows 11, most of the browsers, Mac, Linux, you know, it just keeps on going. I demonstrated Windows, the account settings, the inbuilt support. I demonstrated Ubiq Authenticator. I don't have a Mac here, so I can't show you Chrome on Mac. If I have Chrome on Windows, but it knows that the Microsoft built-in supports it already, so it doesn't show you that capability. Just want to make sure you know this is not for mobile devices. There is no built-in NFC. We can't physically get the antenna around there, and we also cannot draw enough power over NFC to do this biometric reading. For those that understand that the YubiKey has no battery, so if we do tap through NFC, we're drawing power to perform an operation. Can't do the biometric read. Platform support, mobile, iOS and Android is just not there yet. Just not there, and we're working with Google, we're working with Microsoft. Apple seem to be on board now, so they used to be the laggards, but now it is others. And I'm not going to name names, seeing as how this is getting recorded. Some additional resources just to wrap up. This presentation will give a PDF, and you'll be able to get access to this content. And then finally, the portfolio. We've talked about the YubiKey 5 series. Now launched the YubiKey Bio series. The security key. For those that weren't aware, we have launched the security key C NFC and our traditional security key with USB-A. I think I have one more slide. Yeah, I'm just not sure if you guys consume anything in subscription. We do offer an OPEX and as opposed to a CAPEX model, and the YubiKey Bio sits within our premium range.